Hey y'all, I'm Alex with Soilmates of Georgia, and today is one of those days I've been looking forward to all week. I'm back down at the farm and I've got a few projects to do down here. I'm gonna start off with a run. I'm gonna head out into the pastures in a few minutes. Hopefully the grass isn't too tall to make it hard to run through, but I'll see. If it is tall, that's good for the cows. I'm gonna come back, put some fertilizer on the muscadines and scuppernongs, and I'm gonna get on the tractor, do a little mowing. I've got some growth, some areas that are overgrown that are just starting to creep into the pastures. I wanna clip some of that, and I think I'm gonna cut some more bamboo for my garden for some support beams on my trellis that need to be replaced. And that's about it. So hopefully everything goes all right for me today. I almost hate to say it out loud like I'm gonna jinx it. But I'm gonna get going now and have a pretty good busy day. Got up early this morning. Like I said, I've been excited all week about it. I got up well before my alarm went off. I got up an hour before my alarm went off. Decided just to hit the road early. So the sun's up now, and I'm gonna go have some fun today on the farm. That was a really good run. It's a nice way to start the day after an hour and a half drive down here. It is definitely wetter than in Atlanta. When the storm came through yesterday, it split and missed a lot of Atlanta. We got a little rain, but down here it got soaked. So my shoes are soaked also. But it was so nice being out there. It washed away a lot of the pollen with that good rain. There's just a lot less pollution down here too, so it feels different running down here. But the soft ground is definitely harder than I'm used to, even used to being a trail runner. But what was cool, I mean, it was just fun being out there, just being in the pastures. There's nobody around at all. I was a little bit more than 30 minutes, so a little more than 3 miles. I wasn't going too fast, so just kind of taking it all in, having a comfortable run. And when I got over on the other side of the creek, I don't know why it's different over there, maybe because the cows haven't been over there. They were up on this side this morning when I got here. But everywhere I looked, especially when I got on the hill, was just all these little spider webs all over the pasture. You couldn't go 10 feet with almost stepping on one. So it was cool just seeing all the insect life out there. And that, to me, that's a sign of a healthy pasture, to see a lot of insects out there doing their thing without any pesticides or anything back there. Makes a big difference. The other thing I saw was that my plans have already changed for the day. I said I was planning on going in and catching some of these areas. There's one, where is it, right up like in here, all the overgrowth coming around the trees. I wanted to clear all that out. But part of the area where I mowed before, near where I mowed, I did a perimeter of the farm before, so that I could run on it. It was one of the reasons I did it. But I mowed around the perimeter, and my dad came in and did the inside, but I thought he had done all of the backside, and he missed one of the areas I want to do. So I'm gonna go back and knock that out, which is probably gonna be a good 2 hours of mowing, I think. It took me long enough to run around it. I don't know if it's gonna take me that long to mow all the middle of it, but that needs doing. It's just more of the sagebrush like I did last month. And I need to get all that cleaned out. I need to get some more Gatorade and rehydrate before I start dehydrating again. One little thing I did learn, I was playing a game of stomping on privet while I ran, just something to take my mind off of some of the hills back there. But some of the privet, what I've learned is when it's not got that pretty gnarly flower on it, some of them were discolored. If I stepped on them, apparently they're water soaked. So my shoes Let's see if I can get down here to see. My shoes are pretty, where's that shoe? The shoe's pretty nasty. I don't know if you can really tell on the camera, but it is soaked. I feel like I'm walking in a creek right now. So luckily I had enough sense to bring extra shoes and extra socks. So I'm gonna go change clothes, put out my fertilizer on the muscadines, and get on the tractor. Start doing farming. I'm going from runner to farmer today. But it's nice to get out on the farm and see it on foot. If you're driving around in a truck or four-wheeler or anything, you're going too fast to really take it all in sometimes. So it's good to just see the land on foot. I think is healthy just to be out there in nature, but it's also good just to see what you need to work on. And we definitely have a lot to work on. So here I go to step 2 of the day. Well, I haven't changed clothes yet. I was trying to cool down some before I put on my dry, clean clothes, and it's just not happening yet. So I figured to go ahead and knock this out while it's in the shade and then go inside and see if I can cool down some. So on to the fertilizing. These are the muscadines and scuppernongs up here. They're all kind of mixed onto the same trellis. You can see some people will put them out in long lines. Like if you go over to see Shane at Kinfolk Farms, he's about 30 or 45 minutes that way. He has a great setup where his are all in neat rows. My grandfather put these out over 40 years ago, or over 50 years ago, and just put them so they spread over everything. We didn't even get to trim them this year, and it doesn't matter. We might not have quite the same growth. I've got spider webs on me, so sorry I'm swatting at things. But we use the same process that Shane does, like I was saying. Check his out. He had a good video on fertilizing his muscadines. But we follow the same advice given by Ison's Nursery, which is not far from him. But if you just take a handful of it and kind of throw it along the drip line here, right where well, that's the risk of using a mic with a cord on it. I didn't have my other mic, the cordless mic, charged. And so I hit the mic. Now I'm starting over. All right, so I moved to a different spot since I didn't realize I was unhooked for a little bit. What I was saying is you just take the fertilizer and throw a handful or so along the drip line. So I just come along right where the corners are in each direction and kind of work the whole perimeter, and I'll throw a little inside. There is another vine that starts in the middle, but it also, because we don't have them in neat lines, it goes through the middle. So the roots here, from what I would have to assume, don't just run along the sides, but come all the way through the middle. So I'll throw a little bit out in the middle too, and that's all there is to it. We use 10-10-10. I don't know what part got cut off earlier. I use 10-10-10, and that's what Ison says. We do it every 45 days or so. I think Shane says you do every 30 days for him. It's like most things in gardening and farming. It doesn't have to be precise. You get something out there, help feed a little bit, don't overdo it, and you'll be fine. And that's it for this. I should have had gloves on when I did it, but I'm gonna go wash my hands off and move on to the next project, which is mowing. So here we go to mow. I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear me over the noise of the tractor, but good news is it started. I'm carrying along with my hydration pack from running, and I've never used it on the tractor, so hopefully it doesn't hit in the back on the seat, but it'll be nice to have something where I can stay hydrated on the tractor. Still feel like I'm catching up from my run, but everything started. That's always one of my worries getting down here. We used to have a lot of trouble with the tractor, but getting on it and heading out into the fields. See y'all in a minute. Today has been an incredible day. I was able to get everything on my list done that I wanted to do except for the bamboo, which I still have time to cut some, but I'm pretty tired and decided I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day and quit while I'm ahead. The mowing took about 2.5 hours, so a little bit longer than I thought. It was probably a little bit longer also because flying the drone, I'm a little bit slower mowing. I ended up cutting a little bit lower than I usually do today, and that's for 2 reasons. One, it just rained last night, or all of yesterday, and so I think everything's gonna pop back up pretty quickly. 2 is we've cut this back part of the farm over 3 different spells. I did it earlier, I think I said a month, but I look back, it's been 2 months since I cut. My dad did it about a month ago in a different area, and then I came today and did the 3rd area. So there's plenty of grass back here for the cows. Like I said, we just got rain, so it's all starting to pop back up. We're getting that green flush for the spring. So I'm not really worried about it, but I wanted to be able to take down more of the briars and the thistle and try to keep those at bay a little bit better this year. What we used to do is come down here and try to mow everything at once, have a long weekend and knock it out. What we've been doing the past couple of years is do it in iterations, and I think that's been better for the grass, been better for the cows. But doing it all at once means that if you cut it too low, there's nothing for the cows to eat, at least in this section. By doing it in stages, there's always something, and if you cut it too low, at least you didn't cut everything too low. If you cut it too high, at least you can cut something else different next time. One of the things my dad and I always debate is what's the best way to cut? Should we do big circles around and work our way in? Or is it better to start in the middle, do a straight line, and work your way out? Or the 3rd option is start like down here on this low section, do a straight line that goes across, and then work your way up. That's kind of how I do my lawn. But this is so big and there's so many ins and outs. If you do circles like I did this time, you have a lot of pockets. I don't know if you could see that from the drone footage, but there are good straight lines, and there are parts it looks like I had done circles, and there were probably 5 or 6 of them where I had to go back, and it takes a lot of time to do that. By doing the row on the bottom, that's good, but you have a lot of time you waste at each end turning around and getting back lined up. Starting in the middle is good. You can kind of work your way out and you have a good smooth path all the way through, so it looks nice, but then you have all those pockets that are in the little coves, I guess. If it was a lake, it'd be a cove. Little pockets on the sides. So there's no real perfect way to do it. You just have to do it. And the way we do it is different every time, which gives us some variety, which I think is always a good thing in life, whether you're mowing or doing whatever. But it's fun for me. I got a great run this morning. I had great time on the tractor. Didn't hurt myself, didn't hurt anything out here, I don't think. Didn't break any equipment, at least. And now I get to head home. So I'm gonna head back up to the house, and I might get into some more trouble up there, but I'm gonna wrap it up now. And I appreciate y'all watching me. It's a great day. Anytime I can be at the farm. Anytime I can go for a run, I'm happy. Combining those, 2 of my favorite things, is awesome. So thanks for coming along with me today, y'all. Bye.